Yeah, something like this. Pakai enggak? Masukin apa nggak pakai? Pakai juga meskipun pilihannya udah pakai os. Oke nggak? Yes, bilang kan pakai ini. Jadi os pada aku bilang. Udah dengar suara itu. Itu juga apa sih? Nanti kan testimoni pakai ini juga kan satu deh.
Dan sopan dalam setiap situasi. Bisa lewat pembentukan jadi bukan hanya di atas panggung, tapi juga dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Yuk, jalankan. Bisa dong kan?
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today's show stage will be led by us, who will be the MC throughout this session.
Before we begin this special event for today, let me explain. Other than delivering a speech, trainees are also required to take the real stage as a
We also have another test known as the written post-test to measure your knowledge about public speaking theories, such as what you should and shouldn't do and etc. This show stage is definitely going to be an exciting one, as I can see a lot of wonderful speakers in this room.
Now, I would like to introduce our remarkable judges and request them to give motivation to encourage our participants. Our first judge is a supportive and friendly public speaking trainer. Please give a big round of applause for Miss Cecilia Indriani.
Hello, good morning everyone. I would like to check this morning who are ready for the real stage. Oh, Lisa, the rest of you, are you ready? Yeah, you? Okay. I know. Now, feels a bit nervous. Yeah, the heart is beating. Yeah, some of you, I can see some chillness there. But it's okay. Today, what you can do is only one thing. Do your best. Don't think about the stage. Don't think about your audience. Just think about your speech and deliver your best. Because in the class, you have learned, you have practiced throughout all the speaking projects, and also it helps you to build your confidence and your condition. Okay? So don't worry. Take a deep breath and do it. Okay? I'm waiting and excited to see all your performances. Good luck. Yeah? Back to the essay.
Thank you, Mrs. Adriani. Wow, those are some words of encouragement. Don't you agree, Nathan?
Yes, I agree. I hope the participants feel more encouraged. Now, our second judge is a very well-experienced trainer. Please welcome our second judge.
Oh my God, I was so excited it felt like it was morning already. Anyway, just wanted to say, for those of you speakers who will be speaking later, I know some of you are probably so nervous right now, some of you are really excited, can't wait to speak in front. Just wanted to say that I've always said that hard work never betrays the effort. So all the best for your performance later, and I hope that I can see life-changing experiences. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Ricky Giordani. I assume the messages will be very appreciated.
And now, it is time for a written post-test. You'll be given a few questions to test your knowledge about theories of public speaking.
Don't worry, the questions are fairly easy. I'm sure all of you will pass. The questions distributed are all from the input sections in class. So, as long as you pay attention in class, I'm sure you will have no problem answering these questions with ease. So, participants, please step outside and take the test. Good luck.
Now, because our friends are having a post-test, we would like to invite Miss Cecilia Adriani to give the opening remarks.
Yes, thank you. Oke, pertama-tama Bapak Mama, bolehkah kita berikan tepuk tangan untuk MC kita juga? MC kita hari ini mereka juga deg-degan ya, because mereka juga ujian di atas stage. You done a very good job, both of you dressed really well. I'm impressed. Ya, good job. Nah, pagi ini Bapak Mama, terima kasih telah hadir dan mendukung anak-anaknya yang akan tampil hari ini ya. Tidak semua parents bisa meluangkan waktu, tapi Bapak Mama memprioritaskan untuk hadir dan mendukung anak-anaknya. Percayalah, anak-anak yang hadir pada hari ini deg-degannya luar biasa. Ya, semalam saya baru ada anak hari ini, padahal dia akan naik the stage untuk level letnan general. Ya, letnan general ini level kelima, Bapak Mama. Ya, private itu level pertama, jadi anak Anda jika private maka level pertama, sergeant level kedua, letnan general level kelima. Kita kiranya kan oke, sudah 4 kali ya naik stage, pasti santai gitu ya, tenang. Tidak. Ya, semalam bertemu saya, dia langsung, Miss, gimana ya Miss? Miss, I heard you're gonna be the judges. Oh my God, I'm so scared, katanya ya. Padahal kita ketemu di kelas. Nah, inilah keadaan untuk anak-anak ini yang kita sangat bahagia sebenarnya. Kenapa? Karena mereka sangat semangat untuk menampilkan yang terbaik. Ya. untuk diri mereka, tapi untuk papa mama yang hadir dari hari ini. Nah, oleh karena itu, papa mama, terutama ya untuk anak-anak yang levelnya itu adalah private surgeon, ya, terutama private, kita tujuannya cuma satu. Tujuannya agar mereka bisa berani untuk naik ke atas panggung. Menjudge mereka bahwa gimana, apakah mereka sudah sempurna atau tidak, karena mereka pasti belum sempurna, karena masih di awal jadinya. Nah, mereka sudah berani mereka hari ini, mohon bantuannya untuk berikan dukungan dengan cara apa? Setelah selesai mereka naik ke atas panggung, setelah selesai mereka melihat teman mereka, tapi melihat ekspresi papa dan mama. Jadi di sana bantulah berikan dukungan. Naik ke atas panggung. Kita saja disuruh naik ke atas panggung pasti deg-degan ya. Apalagi anak-anak kecil ini yang sudah berusaha latihan terus menerus ya. Jadi kita doakan agar ingin menjalin hubungan ya dengan parents yang telah hadir pada hari ini. Karena kenapa? Karena SML1 bukan hanya masalah skill pada anak. Itu bukan akhirnya. Tapi di SML1 kita juga ada manner dan life. Ya, di manner ini kita akan membantu dari segi bagaimana teguh perasaan-perasaan yang benar ya, misalnya skill dan quality untuk bisa memaafkan orang lain, skill dan quality untuk bisa tetap humble ketika bertemu orang lain. Nah, ini kita akan bantu di dalam kelas. Nah, Bapak Mama, kita minta bantuannya untuk suatu hari ketika mereka menghadapi dunia, mereka sudah ready. Makanya mungkin ada papa mama yang bingung, ngapain ya anak saya disuruh masak? Itu kan live projectnya ya, ngapain ya anak saya disuruh greetings gitu. Nah, hal-hal ini yang suatu hari ketika mereka ya, anak-anak kami beberapa ketika SMA sudah diminta pertukaran pelajar ke France, ke negara lain, mereka sudah ready. Kenapa? Mereka tidak perlu belajar lagi gimana cara survive masa untuk diri sendiri. Gimana cara mereka bisa berinteraksi dengan orang lain. Ya, di sana live project ini membantu mama-mama. Makanya kita minta bantuan untuk live projectnya diperketat. Berturut-turut, ya, sejak 5 hari. Letnan general itu biasanya 1 bulan, 2 bulan berturut-turut. Jika mereka gagal, misalnya mereka targetnya harus bangun setiap hari jam 6 pagi, ya, tanpa dipanggil. Hari ke-30 mereka gagalkan. Kenapa? Karena mereka harus belajar bahwasanya habit ini yang membangun masa depan. Akan susah dari real estate karena requirement real estate adalah melengkapi land project yang bisa jadi. Ya, tapi ini adalah fondasi. Ya, bahkan kita ada free projects. Free project di land project ini tujuannya apa? Karena kita tahu yang paling mengerti si anak adalah parents-nya, papa mamanya. Jadi ketika proyek ini sebagai sebuah wadah untuk meminta anak menjadi lebih konsisten dalam hal tertentu. Contohnya, ya hari ini akan naik real estate nanti siang, satu anak kami yang dia akan sekolah SMA di Singapura. Nah, papa mamanya takut anaknya ini tidak bisa cuci baju. Bapak-bapak, laundry baju sendiri. Jadi, free project-nya apa? Dalam 1 bulan harus cuci baju sendiri. Setiap 2 hari sekali. Cuci, setelah cuci, dikeringkan. Ya, di rumah ada washing machine tapi tidak ada dryer. Jadi harus peras baju sendiri, keringkan sendiri, masukin jemurannya sendiri, terus disetrika sendiri. Ya, tidak masalah, bapak-bapak. Ya, jadi gunakan free project ini menjadi wadah untuk membantu si anak agar mereka bisa lebih konsisten mencapai satu goal yang kita percaya mama-mama tahu apa tujuan terbaiknya. Ya, nah di sini juga mama-mama kita akan meminta bantuan, berikan kami masukan. SMA kita mempunyai satu prinsip dan satu kepercayaan. Kita akan menjadi lebih baik lagi jika kita menerima masukan dan menerapkannya setiap hari. Ya, di sini itu juga hal yang kita ajarkan ke anak, maka setiap anak masuk ke kelas, dia perform, kita usahakan memberikan masukan untuk mereka. Nah, di sini mama-mama kita meminta masukan juga, boleh kami di-share untuk QR code-nya, ya. Jadi, kita ada link QR yang akan langsung menghubungkan papa mama kepada tim manajemen kami, yaitu Feedback Hub papa mama. Ya, sml1.xyz/feedback hub. Nah, di sini papa mama boleh bercerita apapun, nanti pasti akan kami baca. Mungkin kalau parents trainer meeting, ya kalau parent trainers meeting kan setiap 1 term itu sekali, ya. Ini nanti akan mendatang di bulan berapa ya, Miss ya? November ya? Oh, 11 November ya. Nah, itu akan bertemu dengan parents-nya, ngobrolin dengan pertemuan. Membaca dan kita akan menerima masukan-masukan. Secara dari manajemen akan membaca langsung. Jadi minta bantuannya papa mama untuk memberikan kita masukan. Boleh hal-hal baik yang sudah dilakukan oleh tim dan juga para trainers kami, boleh juga hal-hal yang perlu diperbaiki. Nah, kami menerimanya dengan tangan yang terbuka. Hi, welcome. You finish your task already? Very good. Is it hard? No? Very good. Okay. Nah, Papa Mama, kembali lagi terima kasih telah mempercayakan SMA Watt atas tumbuh kembangnya anak. Kita sangat menghargai setiap kepercayaan yang diberikan. Kita percaya setiap anak memiliki jalan masing-masing dan potensi maksimalnya masing-masing. Dan oleh karena itu kami berterima kasih karena para parents telah ingin bekerja sama dengan kami untuk membangun tumbuh kembangnya anak. Sekali lagi, terima kasih telah hadir pada hari ini. Mari kita dukung agar real stage anak-anak semakin sukses dan pada akhirnya mereka semakin percaya diri. Terima kasih. Saya berikan kembali pada our MC of the day.
Since the other friends that are having the postcards have not finished, we will like to ask our operator to play some videos.
SNL1, morning dress,
lancar, sopan santun, dan penuh percaya diri. Semua bisa dilatih. Malu, nggak berani ngomong di depan kelas, sekarang lebih percaya diri, berani bicara, dan sopan dalam setiap situasi. SMA membentuk anak jadi lebih hebat, bukan hanya di atas panggung, tapi juga dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Yuk, daftarkan anak-anak ini.
SNL1, morning dress, public speaking.
Looking to improve yourself more and more. We will show you how whenever you're ready to join. SNL1 will never let you down. SNL will guide you through the Someone will give you all you need. Someone making you better you. Soft skills and your manners will show you the way.
Lesson 1. Morning girls, public speaking.
Panjang, pasang, kemudian penuh percaya. Semua bisa dilatih. Dulu, kalau mau belajar ngomong yang jelas, sekarang jadi cek, dan sopan dalam setiap situasi. Kesemewahan membentuk anak jadi lebih hebat, bukan hanya di atas panggung, tapi juga dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Yuk, jangan anak-anak ini.
Lesson 1. Morning girls, public speaking.
So everyone, how was the test? Was it easy?
Was it easy?
I'm sure that it's very easy for all of you. You did great on the test. Now, it is time to start explaining the rules for the real stage.
Firstly, it is necessary for all of you to put your phone in silent mode throughout the whole session, so the speakers won't face any disturbance and can speak smoothly.
Secondly, during a speaker's speech, it will be a pleasure if you don't go in or out of the room. Otherwise, it will distract the speaker. Third, littering is not allowed in the room.
Lastly, at the end of each speech, speakers will receive feedback and comments from the judges. For those audiences who wants to give feedback, you can give your feedback as well by accessing the link and form even after you click the link here. But please don't type anything unnecessary.
Now, we will continue and explain.
In 5 minutes, the timer will turn on the green light. 6 minutes, the timer will turn on the yellow light. And 7 minutes, the timer will turn on the red light.
For surgeons, you can deliver any speech with the usage of either PowerPoint, music, property for 5 to 7 minutes each. In 5 minutes, our timer will turn on the green light. In 6 minutes, they will turn on the yellow light. And 7 minutes, they will turn on the red light.
For Lieutenant Colonel, you can deliver a speech of selling a product for 8 to 10 minutes each. In 8 minutes, our timer will turn on the green light. In 9 minutes, they will turn on the yellow light. And 10 minutes, they will turn on the red light.
For the Lieutenant Colonel level, you can also the moderating session itself lasts 10 to 15 minutes, excluding the speaker's performance. At 10 minutes, the timer will turn on a green light. In 12 minutes and 30 seconds, a yellow light. And in 15 minutes, a red light.
For Colonel, you can deliver a persuasive speech for 5 to 7 minutes each. 5 minutes, the timer will turn on the green light. 6 minutes, the timer will turn on the yellow light. And 7 minutes, the timer will turn on the red light.
And you will have 30 seconds to finish your speech before being disqualified. Also, remember, after you deliver your speech, please ring the bell and say, "That was easy."
Now, once again, a reminder for all participants to always pay attention to the time limit. Just like all the speeches you did prior to this real stage, in case if the speech is too short, it won't be meaningful. On the other hand, we will lose our audience attention if the speech is too long.
Now is the moment for us to officially begin Real Stage 45. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
It's time to begin the real stage.
Our first speaker is someone from the class of grade 10. She is bringing a speech topic about my favorite food. Let's welcome Jillian Claire Quadrius to the stage. Let's give a big round of applause to Jillian. Jillian, my favorite food, Jillian. The stage is yours. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause for our Jill.
Do you know what is food? Good morning, everybody. My name is Vivian. Today, I want to tell you about food stories. There are two types of food. First one is healthy food. Second one is unhealthy food. Healthy food is very good for us. It can fulfill nutrition for my organs. Example: fruit, vegetable, meat, egg, and others. Unhealthy food is very not good for us. If we eat too much, I will be sick. Example: candy and ice cream. Eating too much candy will lead to looking for the next day. Example for fruit is banana, apple, mango, blueberry, strawberry, dragon fruit, and others. Example for vegetable is broccoli, spinach, tomato, potato, water, and others. My favorite fruit is mango, dragon fruit, and blueberry. My favorite vegetable is broccoli and spinach, especially string peas. I like to eat fried chicken, but I don't want to eat too much because when I eat too much, I will be fat. When I fat, I will be ugly. I also like to eat ice cream, but I don't want to eat too much because when I eat too much, my teeth will be broken. When it is broken, will be ugly when I smile. And will be ugly by looking other people. I give you a healthy tip. eats lots of vegetable and fruit. You will be healthy and can make you stay young. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Wow, thank you for your interesting speech. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Cecilia.
Okay, good morning, Jillian. How are you feeling as the first speaker? Nervous. Okay. But I think, despite that you feel nervous, yeah, you are able to tell us about your favorite food. Do you feel more relaxed now once you finish? Not yet. Okay. Take a deep breath. Okay, take a deep breath. And I think, Julian, today you are so bright on the stage. You smile really nicely. I love your smile, right? And I love that you tell us about your favorite food, and some of that is healthy. Then you relate that to why healthy food is important, which you are trying to tell us as your message that healthy food is really good and everyone should enjoy healthy food, right? Is it correct? Yeah, I think for the content and for the way of you telling it, it was very interesting. You use open and just really widely. Yeah, when you don't move your head, you also use people, and you also add your personal story that if you eat too much sweet things, you will have broken teeth, and that make your smile look ugly when you breathe. Okay. Okay, I think you're gonna be beautiful no matter how you start. Yeah. What you can add more next time, Julian, try to practice more of your speech. So you are not pausing in the middle, try to think like what you're gonna say next. Right? And also you can move around the stage actually. Yeah, just now I see that you have a bit swaying on your leg and sway a bit. I think you have the urge to move around the stage. Don't be afraid, just move around. You can walk to the left, you can walk to the right, you can walk to the front, yeah, down the stage. It can help you not only feel less nervous, but also can support your stage. Okay, Julian, I think what you can add more to make your speech longer next time, you can tell us more about any story of you enjoying your favorite food when it's not healthy, example, right? Or when you eat healthy food, is there any personal story you can add inside? Like example, maybe you remember when you go abroad and you at the end of the day eat some healthy food that you like, right? So you can add more personal story to this. Yeah, but overall, it was a very interesting speech and a very nice smile from Jillian. Good job, Jillian. Everyone, can we give a round of applause? Thank you. Back to our.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cecilia. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Jillian. Please go back to your seat and remember to Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill up the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees.
Have you ever let go of something, Fiona?
Yes, I have actually.
Our second speaker is someone from the class of J. She is bringing a topic about letting go. Let's welcome Jisa Liandi. Jisa Liandi, letting go, Jisa Liandi. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause.
Do you see this balloon right here? Let it represent everything we've gone through in our lives. Let it represent all of the good memories, the bad memories, our regrets, our mistakes, everything we have built up to this moment. Everyone we never thought would disappear. Everything that we never thought would be out of reach from us. Just like that, it's gone. Because that's how life is sometimes. Sometimes, the things we never, ever thought would disappear, just disappears. Just like that. Let me tell you a story of a little girl. A 5-year-old little girl. She went to a fair with her parents. She was having so much fun. She was tossing, she was turning, playing all the circus fair games. She was eating her cotton candy, eating her snacks, enjoying all of the fun amenities. Then, she ran into someone selling balloons. She got so excited and so curious about that balloon. She begged her parents to buy one. And of course, as a 5-year-old, her parents bought it for her. So there she was with that one unicorn balloon. She held on to the string of the balloon so tight it could have exploded. She hugged it towards her chest so tight it could have just burst at that one moment. She had so much fun with the balloon for the rest of the day. Her parents noticed one thing. One thing she forgot. She forgot to enjoy the fair. She was so busy with that balloon that she forgot to enjoy the fair stages. She ate all of her cotton candy in the rush. She stuffed it all in her mouth because she thought that her balloon would fly away soon. She was scared of that balloon flying away, just like us. Sometimes we're so afraid of letting the past go that we can't find a way to move forward. At the end of the day, it was time for her to release them. She slowly let go of the balloon. She was devastated at first because of how emotionally connected she has grown towards that balloon. But the higher it flew in the sky, the higher she saw it fly, the more she felt like it's okay. She felt sort of something letting go. Not just the story of a little girl. Hundreds
and hundreds of people have experienced it in this place. Once, in Japan, 2011, there was a huge tsunami. Many families were devastated. Many families were heartbroken because of their loved ones have gone away from them. Everyone was totally heartbroken because of that one tsunami. But instead of them rotting in bed, instead of them crying their hearts out in bed, they all decided to gather. They gathered in a field. They gathered in a field all together, bringing each one balloon. Some of them added heartfelt notes. Some of them added things that their loved ones had left. Some of them had added so many things, and all of them decided, in the count of three, 3, 2, 1, they let go of the balloon. That symbolized they were letting go of their loved ones. They were letting go of everything. But seeing all of the colors in the sky gave them a little bit of peace of mind after everything that has happened and everything that they have gone. But let's not forget that all of us have experienced the same thing. Whether it was losing a loved one, losing something, or maybe even just one small thing. But we've all felt that feeling of needing to let go, but can't physically quite going through. I am living proof. Once there was a big school event, and a big school event right after it. I may or may not have followed the first school event. I was so nervous, and some of my friends messed up the ingredients. So I struggled to do this. I cried, but I noticed I have to do the other event. And surprisingly, for that event, I was the MC. That was a big moment for me, my first time being the MC. So instead of crying, I saved my tears for my bed. And I sucked it up, and I managed to be the best MC that I could have been that time. And that's what I mean by balloons teach us something more than just a toy that we play with as a child. Balloons teach us that sometimes, in order to rise, you need to release. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for a wonderful speech. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Sir Rick.
It's with you. Thank you very much, MC. Well, when it comes to being a great speaker, there are a lot of things to say. And today we learned that it's more than just about the performance. It's how you present yourself. And before you went to that stage, and I could already tell that you're one speaker to look forward to. You dress to impress, obviously. And when you start the speech, I was already captivated. I mean, you've had very nice tone of voice, that's a gift. And also, you open the speech with using the props of balloon. And I think it's very unique, the prop towards the message of letting go, right? And the pace is amazing. I especially love the transition and the story progression. How you start by connecting the experience of amusement park to the message of letting go and telling about the story of people in Japan. It's amazing. I think not only that, but it also gives some uniqueness to your speech that makes your speech more memorable in the future. Now, one part of the speech, which I believe could, make your speech even better, is I believe as a speaker, we deal with lots of risk when we speak in front, particularly in how we could retain the audience's attention, right? Now, your opening, the purpose should be to attract people's attention. Is that correct? Now, the thing is, when you want for people to think, you wanted to allow them some time to just think what they wanted to think, because people have different experiences of regrets, for example. So I would say just simplify the opening. You show the balloon, and you say, ladies and gentlemen, this balloon is us. It's our regret, and this is us not being able to let go. And by that time, they would already started thinking of their experiences that's related to it. So you don't need to share the examples, right? Because the purpose is to help them to think. So you simplify it, and then when you pop that balloon, I think that would have made a bigger impact. And at the same time, the stage mastery is amazing, especially for prime. My suggestion is maybe you want to stop at one spot first before moving on to the others. But regardless, great presence, and I think you still have a lot of potential to grow. Keep on growing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ricky.
That was easy.
I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for Giselle and Lee. Giselle, please go back to your seat. Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Nathan, do you ever feel like giving up?
Yes, sometimes.
Our next speaker is someone from the class of Thomas. Let's welcome Kevin Deacon Kusuma to the stage. Kevin, never give up, Kevin. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause to Kevin.
Behind every success, there will be lots of stories and struggle. This quote reminds me of my story. Today, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my personal experience and my story. So, I'm the person who really loves to play every sport in this world, especially for badminton. Since I was a kid, I have loved to play badminton really much. It all started with a simple hobby, something that I did after school with my friend that made me really happy. Because I really enjoyed the moment when I hit the shuttle and the fast release. But back then, I didn't care about the competition or even the medal. I played simply because I love this sport really much. But as I grew older, my ambition and my love in this sport became stronger. So I decided to take it more seriously by joining several coaching sessions. I trained hard. I watched other people playing to learn even more skill. And after several months of training, I decided to participate in a real competition. Not because I want to win the medal or to become famous, but I just want to prove to myself that I could do my best. My first competition was at Prime 1 School Cup. At that time, I was still primary 6, and I still remember the first time I stepped onto the court, I felt really nervous, but also excited, like what I feel right now. When the match began, reality hits me really hard, and I'll never forget that moment until I die. Because I was defeated by 21-1 at the first set, and 21-2 at the second set. I was completely crushed. I get back home, I trained hard, and I decided to participate in another competition. But guess what? I did it even worse. I lost by 21-0. You hear me right? Not even a single point. This isn't just a defeat on the scoreboard, but it also crossed me. Not just physically, but emotionally. Then I started to doubt myself. Am I really good at this part? Or maybe I just have to give up. But I believe that people don't see this part. And behind every success, there will be lots of struggles, painful trainings, legs cramp, and even the moment when I want to give up. But I didn't. I kept moving forward. I kept training, kept failing, but I also kept learning. And most importantly, I kept believing in myself, not because I believed that one day I will win, but because I didn't want to give up on something that I love. And I also didn't want to live with regret and wonder, how if I take one more try, only one more. And because of this, step by step, I begin to improve. I start winning matches. I placed second, third in another competition. Those ones felt amazing, not because I was the best, but because I didn't give up when things get hard. And just last month, I participated in Chandra Kumala School Cup. I made it to the third place final match, but something unexpected happened. My leg cramped during the game, and I still want to continue, but my body couldn't. And unfortunately, I lost the match. It was really disappointing. It was really close for me to win. But one thing I know for sure is, this is not the end. I'll come back stronger, even stronger than before, because this is what my journey has taught me. It is okay to fall. It is okay to fail. But what really matters, you get back up. My whole journey reminds me of Thomas Alva Edison. He's the inventor of light bulb, but people forget that he had failed more than 1,000 times before he succeeded to create this light bulb. And people start questioning him. How do you feel when you fail? And he simply replied, I have not failed, but I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. This is the mindset and the mental of people who refuse to give up. And because he didn't give up, he changed the whole world. So let me ask you guys again. Have you ever felt like giving up?
Yes.
If your answer is yes, let me tell you this. Failure is not the opposite side of success, but failure is the part of success. So don't let a bad day or a bad start stop you from achieving your goal. Because the moment when you keep moving forward is the moment when you start winning. I'm Kevin. Thank you for listening.
Kevin, you may go down. You may go back to your seat. Now we would like to call on Mrs. Samantha for her presentation and evaluate Kevin.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin did a wonderful job at his business, first real estate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think he deserves a big round of applause. First thing first, he did such a great job. He presented his speech with such confidence. I thought it was just very amazing. It amazed me so much. And for your opening, it was very good because you open using a quote which attracts a lot of attention. It is
what we learned in SML1. So it is very great to see that you can implement it, not just learning it. And also during the speech, you also use like open hand gestures. You do like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah. So it is very nice, especially if you are a private. It is just something very unexpected and something very rare to see. And most importantly, you also use your personal story inside your speech. You said something about your basketball. I scored 0. I made it even worse, and then somehow I tried it back up again. It just really touched me and amazed me. And yeah. So, but to improve further, I believe that you can make more vocal dynamics. You can use more vocal dynamics intonation because, for example, you said, unfortunately, I lost the match. I think it was one of the points where if you use a low tone or like a low voice, it would be very touching. For example, unfortunately, I lost the match. So it can connect with the audience even better. And another example is that when you said, but failure is the step to success. You kind of said it with a loud voice, but I think when it comes to points like these, where you said like a very important message, I think you can use a lower pitched voice. So you can say something like, but failure is the step to success. So it can touch the audience even further. But regardless, I like your opening. You open using quotes, use open hand gestures, use personal story to connect with the audience. That is really touching, by the way. And also, to further improve, I think you can use more vocal dynamics, especially low-pitched ones during message. I'm Vanessa Sonata, signing out.
That was easy.
Vanessa, you may go on the stage. Kevin, can you please come back to the stage? Now, let us welcome our judge to evaluate Kevin. Let's welcome Mrs. Celia.
Hi, Kevin. You are private? Oh, wow, that was kind of unbelievable, yeah? But Kevin, I like that you have a very high spirit and energy, especially when you open with your story, right? You have a very interesting story in the opening that you use about how you are training or you want to play badminton really well, but the reality is too hard, right? And I love that your pace, especially in vocal dynamics, can capture the audience attention. You have that high energy pace that make the audience want to listen to you. That's a very good way to utilize your vocal dynamics. Yeah. On the other side, what can be added to that pace is another side of high pace, which is a low pace, right? When you tell us about your revenge story that failed miserably, I think it will benefit more by using lower pace. Example. Then it comes my revenge. I've practiced really hard for this and I've trained really hard and I'm sure I can manage more than 2 points this time. But when I play, I get late on. And that made me result with 0. That disappointed me so much. I curse a lot for myself and yeah. So you can play more with lower pace when you do your project in surgery. Right? You know surgeons have a lot of variety projects there. It's not only speeches, you have storytelling, you have video making. I think you can manage to stretch and play with your vocal dynamics to make you have a better way to deliver your emotion to the audience. Yeah. But I also really encourage and praise how you are so brave, moving forward, even leaving the stage when you want to deliver your message. Right? I can see your legs trembling a bit, but you are brave enough to move forward and play with the areas on the stage. Yeah. So overall, it was a very, very interesting speech. Okay. Good job. Waiting for your speech at the stage. Let's
Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you, Ms. Cecilia. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for Kevin. Please go back to your seat. Our next speaker is someone from the Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by trainees. Now, our next speaker is someone from the class of Robbins. He is bringing a topic about my YouTube journey. Let's welcome Sampo Gunawan to the stage. Sampo, my YouTube journey, Sampo. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause to Sampo.
After 4 years of becoming a YouTuber, I am ready to tell all of you my YouTube journey. So, as all of you know, now in today, I got 875 subscribers in the first channel named Country Bags, and the second YouTube channel gained 26 subscribers in YouTube. So, when in 2021, I have no things to do in school because in that time, I think that was COVID-19 that I had nothing to do. So I created my own YouTube channel, and that time I just be uploading so many videos other people's permission. So when I upload one video, I didn't realize that I forgot to open the video into public. And as everyone knows, there are 4 types of YouTube public feature, which is public, private, and unleashed, and scheduled. The scheduled one is where I schedule, and when it is ready to put in YouTube videos, I'm going to share, and after the video ends, like the premiere ends, it will post into YouTube public, and the public one is for everyone, and it will be added in YouTube features, and the unleashed one, which is the URL one, I only can share few of you, and in the private one, I only can share few one, but I'm going to put the link and all the Gmails, emails, like that. Before, I think being a YouTuber is really easy, but no, it is very, very super hard. You know why? Yeah, there's so many troubles, chaos, and everything I get. And now I try to stop making chaos. Because last time I just made chaos on the copyrights, strikes. I also a little bit panic about time. But there are 2 YouTube channels that banned me. But before that day, when in 2024 and 2023, I started making games video like Roblox and other games that I love to share, play, and teach you all how to play. But I also play number blocks, which is a little bit lame. And this is the thing that I hate it. Yeah, everyone will hate it, but this is really need to be paid attention. In 2024, I got copyright strike from 2 YouTube channels. In Bluezoo is the owner of number blocks, alpha blocks, and color blocks, which are like so chaotic. I am panic. We really panic until I got one strike, and that one strike teach me a lesson. Never copy people things. You can create people things, but we need to give the permission from the other people. If the other people give us permission, then we can use the things to make videos. Anyway, stop. And there's one more copyright strike, but this is not too horrible like last time. I got nowhere when I was recording a Roblox video, and suddenly they sent me a copyright strike. I also don't know who's the owner, so I think the owner is someone where I put the song. In 2024, I started making country balls videos because when I am on holiday, when I watching YouTube, I watch some country balls videos, and it inspired me to make it by myself using applications like CapCut, Learning Potion, and all the applications that I had learned in school.
now I got 4 milestones in just a year. 400 subscribers in 500 subscribers, 600 subscribers, 700, and now 800. And this is what's amazing. Thanks to the creator of some people inspired me to make these things. If you like to help me, please scan this QR code and please subscribe. After that, you have helped me to reach this journey. And I found people message for me. Fail 7 times, stand up 8 times. Thank you very much for listening.
That was easy.
Wow, thank you for your wonderful and interesting speech. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Sir Ricky.
Alright, thank you very much, MC. Somehow, love the energy. You obviously have the finesse and power, especially, when I see that you're still, I think you're a surgeon, and I think that is such an amazing performance coming from you. I love the vocal projection, right? You have the power and the expressiveness. You try to walk around the stage. And I think the part that makes you shine as a speaker, especially in this speech, is how expressive you are as a speaker. I could feel it when you're talking about how hard it is when you're starting as a YouTuber. The frustration you felt when it's been copyrighted, and the joy and pride you have when you finally reach 800 subscriber. And by the way, congratulations. I hope there could be a day that I could see you as someone with 800,000 in the future. But anyway, that's still in the future. But for now, I would say one of the best things you could work on definitely is more preparation. I still see some stuttering. Definitely, if your speech is much smoother, I felt like the emotion would have been better conveyed. On the other hand, when you're talking about slides, right? When I'm making a speech with slides, I would think of 2 things. Firstly, how can this slide be efficient? Now, yeah, slides is obviously very efficient. There isn't many unnecessary words. It's very easy to be understood. And secondly, it is how to ensure that, if there's no slides, right, what's the difference, right? How can it be better? So I feel like some of the slides inside that we present today can be a bit, I could understand it even without a slide. For example, when you're talking about 2021, right? You're bored, so you make a YouTube channel. I mean, I could understand this part even without you showing it. Some pictures requires, some slides require is necessary. For example, your channel, for example, or the numbers of your subscriber and the QR code. I think that's important. But otherwise, I think the others you can explain it with your own words already. But regardless, keep up those spirit. I think that's what's going to make you a great speaker. And welcome to Lieutenant Corner.
That was easy.
Thank you very much, Sir Ricky. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for Sam. Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees.
Oh, yeah.
Our next speaker is someone from the class of Galileo. He is bringing a topic about penulisan ulang sejarah. Let's welcome Nicholas Carly Vera. Nicholas, kalau penulisan ulang sejarah, Nicholas. Stage is yours. The time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Bayangkan Anda sedang berjalan-jalan. Namun tiba-tiba Anda tersantung. Bukan karena sebuah batu, kerikil, atau bahkan ranting pohon. Tapi karena sebuah mayat. Mayat dengan beberapa luka tembakan di sekujur tubuhnya. Dan dengan uang di sisinya untuk biaya penguburan. Namun, ini bukan hanya sekedar angan saja. Ini adalah kisah nyata dari Petrus. Penembakan misterius oleh tentara dan polis di era Soeharto terhadap orang-orang yang dituduh preman. Cara ini katanya efektif untuk memberantas kejahatan. Namun nyatanya, cara ini justru seringkali salah sasaran dan malah menyerang warga-warga sipil. Pada tahun 2023, pemerintah Indonesia resmi mengakui dan menyatakan bahwa Petrus adalah pelanggaran hak asasi manusia yang sangat berat. Namun, kini Petrus dan banyak sejarah penting Indonesia lainnya terancam terhapus dari buku-buku sejarah kita. Di bawah pemerintahan presiden kita saat ini, Kementerian Kebudayaan sedang menyusun buku sejarah resmi Indonesia dengan narasi membersihkan nama baik bangsa. Namun sayangnya, banyak sejarah penting Indonesia penting justru terhapus dari rancangan buku tersebut. Kongres Perempuan pertama di Indonesia tahun 1928, pemberontakan PRRI tahun 1958 yang menuntut keadilan daerah, pembantaian massal tahun 1965 yang membunuh jutaan warga tak bersalah, dan tragedi Mei tahun 1998 yang melibatkan kerusuhan dan pemerkosaan terhadap warga Indonesia etnis Tionghoa. Bahkan tragedi pelanggaran HAM di Aceh dan Papua pun tak luput dari ancaman penghapusan. Terlebih lagi, Menteri Kebudayaan terakhir kali mengeluarkan pernyataan bahwa ia merasa kata massal dalam kalimat pemerkosaan massal Mei tahun 1998 wajib dipertanyakan dan diperdebatkan. Katanya, memang iya terjadi, tetapi tidak secara massal. Padahal, menurut data TGP atau Tim Gabungan Mencari Fakta pada saat itu, terdapat 92 kasus yang terjadi. Bayangkan, 92 kasus. Dan ini masih hanya dari kasus yang terdokumentasi saja. Masih dari korban-korban yang berani untuk berbicara. Masih ada banyak kasus di luar sana yang tidak terdokumentasi. Mungkin bagi sebagian orang angka 92 terdengar kecil. Namun kita semua tahu bahwa dalam kasus seperti ini, satu kasus saja sudah sangat banyak. Apalagi 92 kasus. Sejarah dihapus Karena sejarah adalah kekuatan. Sejarah bisa menginspirasi, menyadarkan, dan bahkan menggulingkan pemerintah. Itulah betapa kuatnya sejarah. Dan itulah mengapa sejarah ditulis ulang dan dihapus. Penghapusan sejarah bukan sekedar buku sejarah yang tidak kuat. Namun, ini tentang cerita apa yang seorang penguasa ingin rakyatnya tahu. Ini tentang mempertahankan kekuasaan dan menghapus jejak-jejak kelompok-kelompok tertindas. Penghapusan akan sejarah membuat kita kehilangan wawasan. Tanpa tahu tugas perempuan, kita tak akan pernah menghayati hari ini. Tanpa tahu pembantai masal, kita tak akan pernah tahu bahwa demokrasi dicapai dengan darah-darah. Novel 1984 karya George Orwell mengingatkan kita bahwa pemerintah yang hapus sejarah ingin rakyat diam dan tidak melawan. Dan dalam komik One Piece, sebuah pulau yang penuh dengan ratusan sejarawan dibom begitu saja demi menghapus ribuan tahun sejarah. Lalu pertanyaannya, apakah kita akan masih sama? Penghapusan sejarah membuat kita kehilangan wawasan. Sejarah adalah kunci untuk masa depan yang lebih baik. Maka, jika sejarah itu diulang, sejarawan dibatasi dan akhir-akhir sejarah disembunyikan. Hanya ada satu kata. Lawan. Lawan dengan rasa ingin tahu. Tanyakan pertanyaan yang hilang. Baca buku-buku yang disembunyikan. Dengarkan suara-suara mereka yang dibungkam. Karena sejarah adalah milik kita semua. Dan tidak ada satu orang pun di dunia ini yang berhak merampasnya dari kita. Marilah kita terus tolak penulisan ulang sejarah. Karena jika sejarah ditulis ulang, maka itu berarti ingatan dikendalikan.
Wow, thank you for a wonderful speech. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let us welcome Miss Cecilia.
Okay, Nicholas, this is a heavy topic, yeah? But before that, may I know why you choose this topic?
Because I think it's a topic that not a lot of people know, so I think it's a topic that should be brought.
It should be brought and
Yeah.
should bring awareness.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Before I give comment, I want to ask you a question. What grade your age like?
Age 15. 16.
16. Yeah? I think for a 16-year-old to talk about this in your way of delivery, I think that was an amazing performance. I like that as a teenager, you're extremely brave to choose this topic and bring this as awareness for the society, right? It's a risk that you choose as a speaker. And I like that at the end of the day, your message is you encourage the audience to fight it not with power, not with riots, but with knowledge, right? I think that is a sweet spot that you put in this speech. I was so nervous myself when you say lawan. Oh my God, is he asking the audience to go demo? I'm so scared, right? Okay, but you are smart enough to change it with lawan dengan rasa ingin tahu, rawan dengan knowledge, right? I think this is the sweet spot and how actually, as a speaker, you are changing the ways from a protester to an educator. That is a very smart move. If you want to pursue this path of awareness and bringing, education for people about this topic and this kind of topic, keep on that path. On the other side, I like that you start with a calm, stern voice to show that you master this topic. And with that voice actually bring the audience attention. Not only the topic, that very intriguing, but also your voice. And especially when you put a good pressure to the part where it matters, like lawan. I think it's very, very touching. Yeah? I love that you bring this topic. What I can add further, yeah, first is try to open up with your body language. Right? Just now you deliver with a very stern intonation, with a very good intonation, but with a more open body language, you can deliver this speech further. Right? So you can add further body language to that. And another point I want to add is you can relate more with your age, actually. Why? As a teenager, this is important for me. I think it will replace the audience concern, like why should a teenager bring this topic to why we should listen and why this is important for a teenager. I think that will be interesting perspective that adults cannot bring, right? So relate it to your age and why this is something important, not even for the adults, but also as a teenager. Okay? And that's why, and that's how you can build awareness not only for society, but also for the young generation. Yeah? I think you are a very good representative of young generation. And one day, if you bring this kind of topic again and this way of delivering it, I'm excited to listen. Yeah? Very well done, Nicholas. Very good job.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ilya. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for Nicholas.
That was Sesi.
Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees.
Have you ever dreamed of carrying things easily?
Yes, I have.
Our next speaker is from the class of Delphincy. Let's welcome Hilary Kalista Tamado Panjaitan to the stage. Hilary, the Easy Carry Backpack, Hilary. The stage is yours and your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Let's give a big round of applause to Hilary.
How many of you have carried backpacks in your life before? Please raise up your hand if you have. Thank you. So, lots of you have carried backpacks before, right? Of course, almost everyone in this world has carried a backpack. Like me, as a student, I carry a backpack to school every day. And what can you use backpacks for? Well, mainly people use it to carry their items.
that they need to bring to the place where they want to go. So for me, when I go to school, I have to bring my textbooks, my notebooks, and my pencil case, and also some snacks to eat when it's recess, and my water bottle. For work, you need to bring the important files that you have to sign. Well, I'm still a student, so I don't know how work works, but I think it goes something like that. And for an event, you need to bring lots of snacks to survive throughout the day if it's a long event. For example, a sports event. Of course, you need to bring your changing clothes because you're going to sweat a lot. But then you also have to bring lots of food so that you stay energized throughout the day. But of course, not all backpacks are worth it. There are problems that people face with backpacks. So some people, they go through these two problems. Number one, the backpack breaks down, like rips apart, or maybe it just doesn't fit as much as it used to, even after just months of purchasing it. Then we also have where the backpack doesn't fit enough things that you want to store. That makes the backpack useless, right? What's the point of a backpack if you can't store anything inside of it? And what annoys me the most is when the backpack is put at a very ridiculously expensive price, but then the quality is poor. That's what I call quantity over quality, where the price is very high, but the quality is low. For people who had problems like that before, I have just the right solution for you. Introducing to you the Easy Carry Bag. So this might look like an ordinary backpack. It might even look like one of the backpacks that break easily. But trust me, it's different and it's way better than those poor quality backpacks. So let me tell you what makes it better. Number one, I have been using this backpack since I was in 6th grade. I'm now in the 7th grade, and it's been over a year. And this backpack is still usable, as it used to be in grade 6. So yeah, it doesn't break down under just a few months of using it. And the second one is, it actually fits a lot of things. As you can see, you can already see that there are 2 compartments in the front. And that's already enough if you want to store some extra things that you can't fit inside the main compartment. And now let's take a deeper dive into all the compartments inside of this bag. So this is the front side. There are 2 pockets, and there's the top one and there's the bottom one. So I'm going to tell you my experience of using this bag. On the top compartment, I usually put my snacks that I will eat for recess. And at the bottom compartment, I usually put my phone inside. Well, my school requires the students to put their phones inside a box when they enter the classroom, but sometimes I forget, and sometimes if I do put my phone inside of the box, I will forget to take it back when I'm going to go home, so I prefer to put it inside. And the main compartment, which is in this big zipper, I store all of my textbooks here. So these are all of my textbooks. Well, this is not all, but these are usually the things that I bring. I also bring my pencil case inside. These are the usual things that I bring, and it still can fit other things inside. I haven't picked out all of the things that I store, but I also store these notebooks here. And that's not the only thing. At the front, we also have a zipper. In here, I store these correction tape refills. You can also store other things if you'd like to, but I don't usually use this compartment. Instead, I use the one that's at the back right here in this big pocket. Do you see it? Okay. So in this back pocket, I usually store my projects, especially if the project is made out of paper. If I put it with my other books, then the project is going to be ruined because paper is kind of, it's, how is it? It's easy to break, like to rip. So I usually put it apart from my other books so that it will not break. And that is what's inside the main compartment. And if you're asking why the color of the inside is different from the outside, you see the outside, the color is black, but the inside, the color is like a rose gold. Well, that's just the design. So yeah, it's just to make the backpack not look so boring with just one color. And at the back, I also have another compartment here. And you can also put your gadgets inside of this. I have tried to put an iPad inside it, but I usually put my dirty clothes inside. After PE, I have to change my clothes because it's sweaty. So this is where I put my dirty clothes. But for now, I don't have my PE coat. But instead, I put in my lab coat inside. So that's not the only thing. We also have side compartments. I usually put my water bottle inside. Now I'm using this small aqua bottle as an example, but I've also carried the 1 liter size water bottle in this backpack, but I've only carried this one because this is the only water bottle that I'm using today. And now I'm going to tell you this. Well, it's obvious why it's better than some of these easy to break backpacks. As you can see, like I said, well, there's no actual proof on it, but you can ask my parents if you want to know that I've actually been using this backpack for a whole year because they're the one that sees me carry this backpack to school every day since 2024. So that's a proof. And I'm going to tell you the price. Now, the normal price of a backpack, which I have also seen in some stores, like a name brand store, it's like 1 million rupiah to 2 million rupiah. I've also just seen on a Google website, there's a backpack that costs 5 million rupiah. For me, if the backpack is that good, then sure, then maybe it's worth it. But most of these backpacks are like very, very expensive, but it just doesn't work like how a backpack should. And so I have put the price for this backpack for 700,000 rupiah. Now, it might sound still expensive to some people, but you can get a discount minus 100,000 rupiah, so it makes it 600,000 rupiah if you show me your student ID. Now, student ID, what am I talking about? So, like a student ID, I'm sure that most schools here, they give students their personal ID. So if you have that, you can show me, and then you can get the discount to get it for 600,000. So that's about the Easy Carry backpack. What are you doing? Make your life easier and buy this backpack now. Thank you everyone for listening to my speech. Hillary, you may go back to your seat and don't forget to ring the bell.
That was easy.
Now we would like to call Vanessa Sonata for the Lieutenant General real stage.
Okay, do you guys know the show Shark Tank?
Yes.
Yes. And Hillary, you remind me so much of that show. That it is just so similar.
that you're the person presenting the product to the judges to get an investment. It's just very similar because that's how good your delivery was, at least for me. Because like you bring props, you bring your backpack, and you even show what you put inside, what you can put inside. You showed us what your textbook, how much it can hold, so we can overall see how many things we can put inside. And also, you said something about how your product is different from other products, and that your product is made out of very good quality, and it's only 700,000 rupiah. But backpacks that are around 1 million rupiah higher doesn't have this quality. So I think that is one thing that is really good as well. And you open using a question to all of us. So I think that's a good way to attract attention. But I believe that you can improve by, so just now when you set the price, you're like, okay guys, so my price is only 700,000. Now there's nothing wrong with the content, but you're late because I noticed that keep doing this, and then switching over to this side, and then switching over to this side, like every few sentences. So after you said a few words, you switch to the right, and then left, and the right, and then left. Instead, I would suggest you to walk around the stage, walk to the left, walk to the right, instead of just staying on one spot and do this and this. And also, another thing that I would like to add is your closing, because you said, thank you for listening to my speech. I believe that if you just remove that part, it will already be okay, or you can say like, so what are you waiting for? Get my product now, or something like that. But overall, you did a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a big round of applause for Hillary. Because she brought props, she even said what is different from her product and the others. And also, you remind me so much of the show Shark Tank. But what can be improved further is lighting, once again. Just move around the stage even more. And also the closing. I suggest you to just remove that part. But otherwise, I'm looking forward for your next real stage.
That was easy.
So you may go back to your stage. Now we would like to call Hillary to the stage to receive her feedback from the judges.
Okay, so let us welcome our judge, Sir Ricky.
All right, thank you very much, MC. Yeah, there are two things that I believe is very important when you're selling products, and also something I believe that you excel at in this stage. Firstly, in creating urgency. Now, if you can see, I think you start by asking people if they have ever carried backpack before. And then this leads to the importance of backpack, and then it leads to you explaining the problems that people have when they are dealing with backpacks. Now I can see that you really take your time in building up all this urgency to the point where we understand that there is a problem. And I think this is one of the simplest but also the most important part when it comes to selling a product, because if people doesn't really have the urgency, if people doesn't see the problem, they will not buy the product no matter how good you explain it. And I really like that you really take your time in explaining, right? And that's a very great job, especially in this essential part of selling a product. The second thing is the good product knowledge, right? And I could see that you totally understand the specification of each of the products that you're selling. You could explain each of the compartments well, and I could see there are moments where you're struggling, but I would say, yeah, you have done your best with what you got in that stage, right? And what I feel could have been improved more, we'll start with something simple. Maybe you could try to smile a bit more since you are selling a product, right? And a salesman, you're selling not only the product but also yourself at the moment. So, try to put on this marketing smile. So, and the second thing is you could put your own experience with the bag, yes, but putting other people's review could be better in terms of improving credibility. So you put in maybe lots of reviews that is available on Google about the bag, and just to show that there's a credibility. And last but not least is when it comes to walking around the stage, right? It would only be good when you open it just to attract the attention. But when you started to go around your product, you should not move too much. Why? Because in the end of the day, when you are selling a product, the star of the show is no longer you as a speaker. The star is supposed to be the product. So let your product shine, right? Let you put your product at the center of the stage and show what it can be capable of doing, right? So that's all I can say. But regardless, all the best. I think you've definitely convinced me to get a new backpack today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarati. I believe the feedback was very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for Hillary. Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees. Have you ever tried understanding a language?
Yes, I love understanding new languages.
Well, our next speaker is someone from the house of Millman. She is bringing a topic about understanding a language. Let's welcome Vanessa Sonata. Vanessa, understanding a language, Vanessa. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And we're going to give a big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is the one thing that you think is the most broken in the whole entire world? Some of you may say, it's the McDonald's ice cream machine. Because let's be honest, it gets broken too much time at the most unconventional times. But for me, it's not the ice cream machine. It's the Asian love language. Well, so as a very Asian kid, all of us need to learn this language because it is the most spoken and the most useful one in the world. And most importantly, to avoid to get from your mother. And so today, I will be teaching how to understand the basics of it. So, first lesson, when you're laughing at your phone, when you're scrolling at that, normal people would think, this girl probably just see some funny YouTube reels or YouTube shorts or whatever. Laugh. But Asian moms, Nah, they're like, why my kids so suspicious? Why they looking at their phone, laughing again? Okay, I'll inspect their phone. And the next thing you do, they're inspecting it like they're the FBI. They will search every nook and cranny on that thing. And well, this doesn't apply only to Asian moms, but also to dad. Because one time I was driving, when my dad's driving, I was sitting next to him. I was texting my friend on my phone. I was like laughing, smiling, haha. And then my dad, he did. He's like thinking of this, like this. He had the greatest audacity to say, I'm not suspicious. You're the one who's suspicious to me and laughing at their phone. That I'm sorry, but you're supposed to pay attention on the road because otherwise I found this on the ground in your life and you're stealing my phone. But apparently, both Asian moms and Asian dads, when you're doing something suspicious, when your kid is doing something suspicious, they can grow another hand. One for paying attention to what they're doing, and the second one to peek at what you're doing, to peek at your phone. So one of them will be like this, and the other one will be like that. Or have you ever gotten punished and you cry, and then your mom said, "Ayo, you cry some more lah, cry lah. I don't care because it hurts me more than it hurts you lah." Nah, it doesn't mean that. It means, I want you to see and suffer in pain. Yes. So it's okay, guys. Our moms are okay, but we are not. But I think they would like to see our suffering as their entertainment. Or have you ever wanted to ask permission from your mom? For example, Mommy, I want to go to the mall with my friends this Sunday. Can or not? And then your mom said, do whatever you want, but I don't care. It's up to you. This is a threat. This is a threat. Do not do it at all costs. It means I dare you to do whatever you want. The moment you walk out that door, you already know what will happen. Another scenario when they say, whatever up to you, 青菜 is when we ask our mom, Mommy, what do you want to eat? And they're like, 青菜 up to you lah. I don't want up to you. I follow you. But reality, it doesn't mean that. Because you know what it really means? It means you better guess what I want to eat. I'm too scared to say it, so you better guess it. So Asian dads and their kids, you need to guess it. Because this is not the question. This is the exam. And if you fail the exam, you'll face the silent treatment over dinner. And you'll just be eating peacefully while your mom is doing bombastic sex. So Asian. And then the worst one of all. When your mom said, get down here in the count of 3, followed by your full name. So in my case, get down here, Vanessa, in the count of 3 lah. And then they say, 1, 2, 3. Yes, a sandal flying at 250 kilometers per hour will just fly at you. So you better get there at the count of 3, or else I am so sorry, but you are so cold. And next thing you know, you'll be sent to heaven. So you'll be like, whee! Becoming friends with the angels. So yes, and the sandal is very impossible to dodge because if throwing the sandal is a sport, you know who will take the gold, silver, copper medal and who will even pass the preliminary? It will be all the Asian moms because they are the masters of throwing sandals. So Asian kids, let's learn this language together and take it very seriously. Because if you fail the exam, a sandal will be waiting for you. Okay, thank you.
Wow. Wow, thank you for your very funny speech. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let's welcome Miss Cecilia.
My
We're convinced. I would like to invite Sir Ricky to give some feedback first. Maybe I will add. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, MC. So one thing that's very obvious from Vanessa at the beginning is obviously how expressive she is in her speech, saying she could have this good power. And I think one of the challenging part of having a good power is how she could maintain it. And she could definitely maintain it till the end. So I think that's a gift. That's a gift. You have to keep it up. And I think, when you're delivering something that's very humorous from beginning till the end, people tend to underestimate how challenging it could be. But, delivering a speech with humorous tone that still could maintain the laughter from beginning till the end is very challenging. It requires lots of preparation. And I think that deserves an appreciation because of just how amazing and brilliant the speech is. And lastly is obviously the preparation. She definitely delivers, and without much hesitation, she does it very smoothly from beginning till the end. If there's any stuttering I did not notice, then that's just a testament to how great she is as a speaker. Now, one thing as a speaker, right? We deal with lots of risk, especially how do we make sure these jokes could land to the point we want it to be. Now, one thing is you have a great power, that's undoubtable, right? And one thing about having a great power is that sometimes when you wanted to create a distinction, it could be a bit tiring to maintain it from beginning till the end. In longer speech, it might not be sustainable. Also, when you want to use your jokes on it, right? You want to create different characters. For example, your mom and you want to create a distinction, right? For example, you could try to diversify. For example, when you say, that is not a question, this is an example. So you create a distinction, so we know that you're actually trying to tell a joke, right? Or try to change the power when you're, speaking as your mom, or when you're speaking as yourself, as a speaker. So we know that there's a difference, right? And yeah, so that's one. But also the pacing can be a bit too quick at a time. So I would say try to pause for a bit, so people can bust in and understand your jokes, and also to allow people to actually laugh for a bit before you move on to another jokes, right? So you say, let's be honest, it's the Asian mom's language. So you try to be a bit slower at a time and just bust in the moment when you're telling the joke, right? It also allows the audience to understand that you're trying to tell a joke and you're giving them moment and space to laugh. But Vanessa, it's a very brilliant speech. I think the vocal dynamics, if you put more emphasis on it, it would have made your speech so much more amazing. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. To add on this a bit, for Vanessa. Vanessa, first of all, you are being very brave to bring this topic, since your parents is here, okay? And also, the majority of the audience is actually parents, right? So I think you are being very brave to attack the Asian parenting style, To add on this, Vanessa, as a speaker, we want to be memorable, right? You want your speech to have impact at the end of the day, and you want the audience to remember you as a speaker. So today, when they go home and before they go to sleep, they remember your speech, right? Okay, today I heard a Thursday speech coming from Vanessa, You want that, But remember to have a positive note of memory in the audience. What I mean by this. You want, when you wrote, especially when you wrote something, you want to close it with something sweet. So today, you are roasting the Asian parenting and the family value of Asian. Be careful, we are Asian and we support that parenting style. Remember to close it with something sweet. You can close it with, at the end of the day, again, no matter how the language of Asian parenting, remember, it is for your better. They do all of this is for you. You think your parents want to bark at you all the time? No, they are tired. But remember, the ways and give that energy for you is to and for your betterment. Yeah? So all those Asian language at the end of the day is a form of care. So everyone be grateful for those Asian example. Okay? You want to close it with something sweet. So at the end of the day, you are not only relatable for the younger generation of the audience, which is your friends, but you are also relatable and can touch what is the intention of the parents there. Close it with something sweet. Yeah? So this will be your homework. Whenever you do a speech ongoing, remember to close it with something sweet. Yeah? I'm rooting for you since today you are the first trainee who managed to go to real stage with completing 2 levels at once. Right? Today you're completing what level? Colonel and Lieutenant General, right? You are the first one here since you are chasing your study abroad upcoming. I'm excited and if possible, I'm waiting for General Pakistan. Yeah? Good luck.
Thank you very much, Sir James. I believe this feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Vanessa. Vanessa, please go ahead and ring the bell and don't forget to ring the bell. That was it. Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees.
Nathan, have you ever felt doubt by yourself?
Yes, I have.
Well, our next speaker is someone from the class of Obsidian. She is bringing a topic about from self-doubt to self-confidence. Let's welcome Jolly Charlotte Huang to the stage. Jolly, from self-doubt to self-confidence, Jolly. Your time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. The stage is yours. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause to Jolly.
So, have you ever looked in the mirror and suddenly find something to criticize yourself? Whether it's your skin, your appearance, your hair, your height, your weight, even your voice. And then a little whisper came to your ears and said, "You're not enough." Most people have felt this way, but do you ever felt this way too? Of course, everyone has. But it does not hurt our confidence, but it also can steal our opportunities, happiness, even our future. But the good news is, insecurity is not permanent. It can be overcome. So today, I'm standing here to ask all of you to stop letting insecurity control you, but start to build self-confidence. With that, we can create a supportive environment that all of us can do the same thing. So, insecurities are normal, but sometimes it can be dangerous. Everyone, even how successful are they? Like celebrities, actors, models, even the top student in our class. All of them struggles with it. But it can be dangerous when it stops us from trying new things. Like when I was in grade 6, I actually wanted to join a basketball team. But actually, I ever doubt myself. Like, if I join, will I ever be good enough? Or will I improve or no? And will be the topic of our new gossip? And before that, my friend had told me that let's join this together. But from that on, when I joined this, I felt like I have improved. And it also can improve our skills by speaking in front. Sometimes when we just speak in front, we can feel really nervous. And then when we compare ourselves to other people, like maybe some parents have ever compared their child to others. Like, why can't you just be like him or her? Like, why can't you just increase your grade? Why can't you just be the top student? But it's just not about that. Maybe it can be from judgment and also bullying from school. Some students can talk bad about this one person, and it can make them feel anxiety, even low performance. They also can feel self-isolated because of those gossip, they don't have any friends. I ever have this one friend. She doesn't really have any friends. So when I start talking to her, she tell me like her story and everything. Actually, I really felt so like when you don't have any friends, what do you feel? Lonely, right? And that is what she feels. But she never said it to anyone. But from confidence, what do you get? You get a lot of friends. You got a lot of benefit. You can stand on stage. You can talk. But without all of that, will you be able? And without those support from your friends? No. And from this, you can see like those improvements. But like, try to imagine when you have a really big insecurity, and then someone keeps talking bad about you. What do you feel? You feel more down again. But what can we do? We can just encourage them, giving a good compliment. Just say like, you're good enough. You can try again. And I have felt this way, but I use 3 tips that I always do. First, accept flaws as a human being. Of course, everyone has their own insecurities. Second, I always accept. Like example, when people criticize me, I will try to think again. Am I really that person? Or maybe it just act down like a wind flows, because no one will know how perfect you are. And third, celebrate small victories. Like today in real estate, after you've done this, you can feel proud of yourself because you are getting one level up, and you can treat yourself with food or drink that you like. And next, when you're hanging out with your friends, and then sometimes you can also feel left out. It's normal. But actually, they didn't left you out. Maybe you have those feelings. Actually, I ever felt this way in this year and this grade. Actually, I have fought with my friend like several times, but we always get back to each other because we always have a talk. And like, when you think, do you have proof or this or that? Before that, you have to think first before you think of what people say to you. And when the next time you look in the mirror, don't search for what's wrong and search for what's wrong.
interesting speech. Now, let's have one of our judges here to give feedback. Let us welcome our judge, Miss Cecilia.
Okay, Joey. Joey! You still feel nervous?
Not really.
Not really.
Just like normal already.
Normal already. Very good. Yeah. I think Joey, you have improved a lot in your expression when you deliver your speech. Then previously, I still remember your default expression is smile. But since today, you talk about the self-doubt, right? You talk about insecurities, then you have a very supportive expression in there. So I love that you have a very good and improve really well on your expression already. Yeah, the good expression is the one that can support the content of the speech, right? So another point is I love that you bring your own story and how your insecurities can rise up, and you even add 3 tips to overcome those insecurities. I think for the content structure, it is a very good structure. It's quite tidy. And also, you add your own story inside, which can evoke the audience emotion as well, right? Who doesn't feel this, right? Everyone does. Yeah? And I love that you add another layer of story inside whenever you met your friends and you try to help and you give the result, right? There's a very good journey of a story. And another point is, I want to highlight your choice of words. Jolie, I know you are an elaborative speaker. What I mean by that, whatever come up in your mind, you try to elaborate that with your own words, right? So it's quite different from a prepared speech. Usually that people try to memorize it and practice it, so you are a bit different type of speakers. It's fine and it's okay. And I see that your choice of words has improved. My suggestion is, moving onward, try to listen to more speeches. When you listen to speech, they can inspire you to use certain vocabulary better. Why this is important? Because the pattern of how we speak something, it will change how the audience capture our meaning, right? For example, can you repeat again what's your closing just now?
Don't search for what's wrong, but search for what's wrong.
Don't search for what's wrong, but search for what's strong, right? I think the pronunciation there was a bit misled. I was quite confused at the end. Like, oh, was it? Search for what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? So I think at the end of the day, you can slow down, especially when there are similar words you want to repeat. Yeah, and today I think you deliver a very well speech, and good luck. I wish for next persuasive speech you deliver. Yeah, the story is still very strong, but just the pattern of the speech and the choice of the vocabulary proves it. Yeah? Looking forward to see your next level, which is Lieutenant General. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cecilia. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for Jolly. Please go back to your seat and remember to ring the bell.
That was easy.
Before moving on to the next speaker, let's have 1 minute of silence so our dear trainees and parents can fill out the feedback form, which will be very appreciated by the trainees. call Vanessa Sonata to receive the feedback from the judges.
Now, now I would like to call our judge Sesi to give the feedback for our results.
All right. Thank you very much, MC. Vanessa, what a long day. You've performed a lot, you've had lots of feedbacks. Now, one thing I really love about being an evaluator or a trainer is that I feel like it helps to see the good in everything. And as an evaluator, you really are able to see the good in every speaker. I like that evaluation is very well obviously started by saying what you love about the speaker before talking about what needed to be improved. And so as an evaluator, that's something that you should definitely keep up, right? Also, one thing I noticed is that and on your first evaluation, you didn't really put conclusion at the end. I think you started to bounce back and you started noticing it and you start putting conclusion at the end of the evaluation. So I would say it's a good thing that you notice it, just more towards the consistency. Now, as an evaluator, one of the more challenging part is obviously I can tell that you have to evaluate on the spot, right? The moment you finish writing, you have to go up, boom. And that's very challenging. And I'll be honest, not even trainers are able to do it well sometimes, right? But you could definitely do it well. You have the energy. But one thing is sometimes you might want to calm down before you start first. Just take a deep breath because I felt like there were moments at the beginning of your both evaluation where you felt like you were rushing. It seems like you're a bit nervous. So you want to try to calm down for a bit before starting. And lastly is you want to minimize the usage of us in evaluation. You know, I think in the end of the day, it's all about one thing you could improve is this. So just let's go with that. Right? Now, Vanessa, great evaluation. I really love the way you are able to see the video. So keep that up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Ricky. I believe the feedback will be very useful. Okay, you may go back.
And ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling now that the real stage is finally over? I'm sure all of you are relieved because I am too. Well, despite your nervousness just now, all of you did well.
So congratulations to all participants of Real Stage 45. Here to announce the special promotions.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's welcome Miss Sophia to the stage.
Halo, selamat siang Pak Paman dan Mama. Perkenalkan saya Miss Gita atau kalau bertemu dengan saya di lewat WhatsApp itu dengan Miss Sophia. Di sini ada yang datang dari cabang Juara Asri, Center Point ataupun dari Tritura. Kenaikan level yang dilakukan secara reguler oleh pihak SMA 1 untuk melihat dan memastikan setiap anak yang berada di SMA 1 itu mengalami perkembangan dan setiap mengikuti anak akan mendapatkan berupa PIN kenaikan level, sertifikat, dan juga report research yang dimana report ini akan dikirimkan oleh tim training kita dalam kurun waktu 1 minggu. Apabila nih Papa dan Mama ingin mengetahui perkembangan sang anak setiap minggunya, jangan khawatir. Di situ juga kita dapat melihat dari link report yang sudah kita kirimkan di awal pendaftaran pada saat screening test, yang dimana dalam report ini Papa dan Mama dapat melihat perkembangan anak setiap minggunya dan juga per termnya. Dan di sini juga Papa dan Mama dapat mengakses documentation progress, yang dimana dalam 1 tahun minimal 3 video yang akan kita upload. Dan juga kita akan ada yang namanya parents trainer meeting yang rutin kita lakukan per 4 bulan sekali. Hari ini juga kita melihat para trainers kita yang datang dari private ke surgeon ke lieutenant kolonel, bahkan ada dari kolonel ke lieutenant general, di mana setiap anak yang sudah mengikuti kenaikan level diwajibkan memiliki 3 buku, yaitu buku diary, live project, dan juga speaking project, yang dimana ketiga buku ini memiliki fungsi yang berbeda-beda. Contohnya nih, untuk buku diary itu digunakan sebagai panduan para trainee kita untuk mengikuti kelas di SMA 1. Dan untuk buku live project itu untuk meningkatkan minat mereka. Dan untuk buku speaking project untuk meningkatkan skill komunikasi sang anak di dalam kelas. Nah, khusus hari ini kita sedang ada promo untuk bukunya di 500.000. Dan besok untuk promonya akan kembali ke normal, yaitu di 600.000. Apabila Papa dan Mama ingin membeli buku, sudah tersedia di lantai 1 dengan saya misi. Sedikit informasi, SMA 1 juga memiliki beragam program, yang dimana untuk programnya itu start dari kelas 1 SD hingga dewasa. Dimana untuk program 1 SD sampai 3 SMA itu merupakan program kelas reguler kita, yang di sini untuk membentuk karakter dan kepercayaan diri sang anak melalui pelatihan public speaking. Yang dimana kami percaya bahwa anak-anak itu tidak hanya jago berbicara, tapi juga tahu bersikap dan menghargai sesama. Wah, itu kita juga ada program untuk profesional, yang dimana untuk program profesional dapat mengikuti program speaking arena, corporate training, public speaking workshop maupun private mentoring. Program ini cocok untuk Papa dan Mama yang ingin berfokus sebagai profesional yang tidak hanya kompeten tetapi juga bervalue. Kita juga ada program untuk referral program, yang dimana nih Papa dan Mama sudah merasakan dampak kepada anak-anak dan ingin mereferensikan kepada teman ataupun kerabat. Nah, di sini Papa dan Mama boleh memberikan kode referral yang sudah kita berikan ke email, sehingga untuk Papa dan Mama yang merekomendasikan dan direkomendasikan akan mendapatkan diskon up to 200.000. Dan di sini juga SMA 1 berkomitmen untuk terus berkembang dan memberikan yang terbaik. Untuk itu, setiap saran, masukan, dan pengalaman Papa dan Mama itu sangat berharga bagi kami. Untuk itu, Papa dan Mama boleh mengisi link feedback ini, di mana untuk feedback Papa dan Mama akan langsung diteruskan ke pihak manajemen SMA 1 untuk ditinjau dengan penuh kepedulian. Sekian informasi dari saya. Semoga informasi ini bermanfaat dan kita juga mendukung setiap perkembangan anak-anak kita. Untuk itu saya ucapkan terima kasih dan saya kembalikan kepada MC.
Thank you, Ms. Sophia, for the announcement. Now we would like to invite Mrs. Lila to present the pins and certificates. Now we would like to call up the participants to come up to the stage. If you hear your name being called, please go up to the stage to receive your pin.
I know you've been waiting for the Yes. Oh.
Surgeon Jillian Claire Cornelius.
Congratulations, Julia. Good job. Let us give you now relax. No, yeah. It's okay. Stay tight. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Wow, such a very. You're okay. Let's take a picture together. Take your best smile.
1, 2, 3. Hold tight. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, good job.
Surgeon Gisaliati.
Very strong connection. Good job. Take a picture.
1, 2, 3. And the signs. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, good job.
Surgeon Kevin Deacon Kusumo.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
1, 2, 3. More time. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Lieutenant Colonel Sapo Gunawati.
Good job, Sam. Take the
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sula. You may return to your seat. Now, let us welcome Sir Ricky to come onto the stage to present the tips and certificates.
Lieutenant Colonel Nicholas Kali Kira.
Colonel Hillary Kalista Tamado Panjaitan.
Lieutenant General Vanessa Samantha.
One, two, three.
Lieutenant General Johnny Charlotte Kwan.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
Lieutenant General Vanessa Sonata.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
We would like to once again congratulate and thank all of our trainees for their participation. Our judges watch should have given feedback that will improve each of the speakers, the audience, our dear parents and friends who have come to support us.
We appreciate every single moment we spend with everyone, and we will always remember this as our most memorable memory. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Fiona.
And I'm Lieutenant Colonel Nathan.
Thank you and see you at the next event. Before we end the session, we would like to invite all participants and judges to come to the stage so that we can all take photos together.
And also don't forget to bring your certificates as well.
MC as well?
Let's go, Syria. Where's Julie? Wait. Can you guys move a little closer together? Yes, closer. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time, freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Video? Wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Let's
ready?
say video, we're gonna say SML1.
Making you better.
Okay, who can help me to shout SML1? Okay, Sam. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
1, 2, 3.
Making you better.
Okay, good job, everyone.
It's a one block.
Yeah.